Hello and good evening, everyone. Salaryman here, your professor for anime literature. Welcome to the live stream. Today is a continuation of our last topic, world building in anime and manga, which is a very controversial topic since it is, in essence, what differentiates a good show from a bad show. Just a summary, what we talked about last time in our last live stream. We discussed the elements that makes world building successful, and there were three elements. Number one, characters. And when I say characters, I don't mean the quality of characters, especially main characters. No, I mean extensive numbers of side characters, background characters that contribute to building the pop culture of that world, the rules of that world, and like make it feel like it's real, like it's a real universe. Secondly, it was locations. Rather than just feeling that you are trapped in a specific location like a high school or a specific battlefield or area, no, you feel that the characters go everywhere, have normal life, move from place to place, which is extremely important to making you feel you are in an open world type of show, which of course helps with the suspension of disbelief because it makes you feel like the show exists in a bigger world with different rules, and it makes it easy for you to believe whatever events or whatever abilities or whatever is going on the show with the show. The last thing was the power systems and the power scaling. If it's a supernatural show or something about superpowers or abilities, which most shonen have, I believe it must be on the line between complex and easy to understand. It cannot tip towards too much towards simple or too much towards uh, incomprehensible. It has to be somewhere in the middle. Last time we talked about shows that did this very well, such as Naruto, such as Bleach from old school shows, and we also use Demon Slayer as an example for new world shows or new era of shows, and they followed these rules perfectly. You can go watch the other video and tell me what you think. Today, we will do the opposite. We will talk about shows that unfortunately were not able to follow these three elements and build the world they exist in a good way, in a believable way, in a way that will survive time and be something that we can talk about in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, just like we do with Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and just how Demon Slayer is going to be 10 years from now. Now, uh, before we start, first of all, let me address what's going on in the world right now, because I cannot pretend that we did not end up in the darkest timeline. This is insane. Like what's going on in the world right now without going into details or mentioning anything just makes you think that like the darkest anime and mangas you've watched is very too close to be real, at least the level of evil and the level of insanity that people have reached. Like if you think about it, Attack on Titan and Promised Neverland sound more like documentaries now than fantasy shows or imaginary shows. Anyway, again, our goal is to take anime and manga in a literary way, study them like a curriculum, which I know does not sound like really fun, but we need to do if we are going to one day have an anime major at universities. Right now, you can study anime at universities, but it's usually like Japanese studies or Asian studies. It's like a minor aspect that people use, while I think it deserves its own major, its own bachelor's degree, since It is the truest form of art that we have right now. It is extremely contemporary. It's extremely analytical. It's extremely critical of our times, and even the trivial ones, even the ones that are not really that deep, are still amazing forms of entertainment. Which, by the way, I enjoy both the same. Like I would love an anime that's discussing like a big cause or trying to like mimic society or mirror the times we live in. But I also enjoy some throwaway anime. Without further ado, let's jump into the second part of our world building lecture. Today we are discussing actually one of the, let's say, most successful animes nowadays. And let me start by saying, before everyone comes for me, I genuinely love that anime. I love the manga more, and I'm not trying to be like a nerd, but genuinely the manga is just better than the anime, at least from a story perspective. And that anime is Jujutsu Kaisen or JJK, which is extremely topical right now. It's very hyped. MAPPA are doing crazy things with the animation and the quality of the show. So I'm pretty sure if you're an anime fan, you are aware of what's going on. I will try my best to have no spoilers, but I cannot promise, to be honest. But let's take it a step back. Last time we said that a well-written show or a well-written manga will never face the question of, the anime is better or the manga is better. Whichever you choose, you will enjoy it the same because a solid story, a solid narration, solid rules, excellent world building will survive even bad animation, will survive even bad artwork. And there are tons of these. When we come to Jujutsu Kaisen, unfortunately, we split into two teams. The anime has better art, better energy. It's way more entertaining to watch than reading the manga panels. The manga panels are of high quality. Don't get me wrong, and I enjoyed it perfectly fine. But I feel, of course, MAPPA is trying to flex with the anime, so they are going the extra mile. But unfortunately, they are not doing very well on moving the story, the narrative, the dialogue in the right way from the manga. But again, before we go to Hard Mappa, let me just say I have watched the anime and I have read the whole manga. I've read it like every week. I was waiting for each single chapter to drop, and I never missed a chapter. I loved it, but it is not the most well-made manga. Literally, it is entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Jujutsu Kaisen is like an Adam Sandler movie, or like a large pizza, or like it's just entertainment, throwaway entertainment. But we still need to use it as an example of faulty world building, so we can see if our three rules apply for good and not so good shows. So let's take the first aspect that we talked about, which was the size of the cast, the number of characters, and outside the main characters, side characters, background characters. How well are they explored? How well are they're written? Their dialogue, if they have backstories, how many times are they referenced along the story to add credibility to their introduction rather than just like popping in, popping out, like never happened, or turning them into main characters, which beats the purpose of just knowing that there are a support cast to the main characters. And unfortunately, it falls short on that front. It is the character and the casting is a mess. Uh, I've said before that it was a problem with the protagonist where he is extremely like you're waiting for him to speak. He's speaking, nothing, and just it just keeps teasing you with Itadori becoming something that he's not, and then you realize, it's just being realistic. It's not a protagonist centered story. It's like Game of Thrones. It's a multi-cast, yeah, but also at some point, like, come on, like, even Game of Thrones at some point started like revolving around Jon Snow and revolving around like one storyline. It wasn't all over the place like this. Uh, so characters wise, even the main characters, they're all over the place. Uh, One of my favorite characters ever is Satoru Gojo. Satoru Gojo or Gojo Sensei is just the best. But again, he's not well written. He is what every one of us just wished to see on screen. Like, what if a good guy is just insanely strong and never loses a fight and just fantastic and is as strong as the villain? Because in the real world, you never get that satisfaction. The villains are always like super overpowered, and the main characters are either like too weak or they are just barely strong enough to stand up to them. It was very refreshing seeing someone like Satoru Gojo, who is the strongest and just super confident and has the swag of a villain while still being on the good side. So I have no problem with Satoru Gojo, except that I felt that the only reason he existed is just because it was like a bucket list thing for for anime lovers and like in general like entertainment lovers. Now, the background characters, we don't even know like how far or how extensive the background characters go, because or the side characters or non-main characters, because like they say there are two high schools, right? And the total number of students is like around 15. Am I counting right? You had the 12 students in that event, and then you have Utah, and then you have two more. So yeah, we have around 15 students. Why do we have two schools for around 15 students? That doesn't even make sense, right? 15 students is barely a freaking class. Like, just put them one place, teach them on the same level. And if you tell me it's because of geography, because they exist away from each other, uh, where? Like, we're never shown anything, any place. Like, besides the Shibuya incident, like they technically go nowhere. You don't know where you are. It's like this is the school, and then you think this is one of like these school stories, but then you're in Shibuya, but then you know where. You always know where. There aren't enough ecosystem building. Like the characters, there are clans. There's this clan. Okay, great. They weren't a clan. The Zenin clan weren't a clan. I need to quote The Sopranos here and say they were just a glorified crew. Like, their stories were ridiculous. Like, honest to God, like I know I'm ranting, and it's very difficult to not be biased when you're looking at Jujutsu Kaisen from a literary thing. Because if you look at it from an entertainment perspective, I'm like, whoa, I love that show. I love the anime, I love the manga. It's just so entertaining. But again, just like an Adam Sandler movie, when you try to put any like pressure or apply any logic to it, you start getting angry. Like, it's written by a toddler. Like, uh, Geiji Akutami were like making it up. It's like he was going on Reddit and just trying to piss off people or something. That's just it doesn't make sense. The Zenin clan, the glorified crew. What was their role except like, they're bad guys, but why? They have no purpose. Like, let's take a quick parallel between, for example, the Oshiha and the Zenin, because they're like a little bit close in the concept of like being part of a bigger world like the ninja world and the sorcerer's world, but they are like super strong and super like elitist. And then one of them breaks the ranks and leaves, like Itachi, and then we have Toji. What a joke compared to the Oshiha, that you spend arcs and arcs and arcs learning more about them, and then you tie them back in the story with characters like Madara and characters like Obito and such. What is going on with the Zenin clan? We got like Toji, we got Maki, and everyone else is just a cigarette that they smoked during the show. There is their dialogue is horrible. None of them even made sense. And don't get me started how everyone is like what we call these days aura farming. Back in the day, we used to call it strong and mysterious, the strong and mysterious type. Everyone is just like aura farming. Everyone is so, oh, like piercing looks, pouting. Everyone is pouting. Everyone is like doing the Rock Johnson in basically every role he played. It was just so characters, it crumbles like nothing. You can't even compare them to shows from even the new school. Like let's take the Hashiras, for example, from Demon Slayer, or even the throwaway villains and the side characters from Demon Slayer. They're like, no, 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 no. Jujutsu Kaisen is like a fever dream. Let's talk locations. What is going on? Where is the locations? Where is like the world and Japan and there are politicians and they're flying people in and flying people out and stuff. Where is the ecosystem? Like, where is the daily life? Where is the exploration? Like, I remember one of the best shows to do this, and it's a very underrated show. I don't even know if they made it into a show. I think they made like in a few episodes out of it, but it's actually a manhwa, a Korean manhwa. It was called Noblesse. It's actually the premise is very simple. The premise is like vampires and werewolves, basically. Evil scientists, vampires, werewolves. Like one of the characters even called Frankenstein. So it's yeah, they're referencing the scientist. But oh my God, the locations, these people took you everywhere. After reading and finishing that manhwa, you feel like you just left your hometown. You're like, oh my God, I want to go back in there. They showed each other's apartments, and I'm talking multiple apartments. They showed castles. They showed big companies, roofs, buildings, dark alleys, storage, warehouses, storage areas, and warehouses. They showed, I swear to God, restaurants, classrooms, school cafeteria, school background. And I'm not talking about like they showed them like no, they had their habits, the characters. This is this character's apartment, and they hang out at that place, and that place is real, and it's recurring, and you hang out in it with them, and they do everything. Uh, my favorite was in that show they used to go to like the cyber cafe, like cyber cafe is like where you have like a bunch of computers and people go there to play online games together and so on, and they would just go there and they sit down and they play and they show you the place. You felt you are in an open world. It was like a GTA kind of ordeal. You can go anywhere you want. And as a reader or a viewer, you don't have the ability to do that, but you felt anything can happen, and that made you feel free. In Jujutsu Kaisen, like they're in Japan, but like where's Japan? Like what is going on? It's always weird. It's always hectic. It's like you go where they tell you to go. That is the whole thing. And again, just a quick reminder, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. I love what it did and the purpose it was made for. I'm just using it as an example that we apply to. Please don't attack me or hurt me. You can, of course, disagree in the comments. Just keep it not personal because it is not personal. Another aspect of it, but let me say, some characters are extremely satisfying. They're not good. They're not well written at all. Like they're all just like Jinwoo. You have like three or four like frauds or honored ones. Basically, it's all aura farming. Everyone is so dark and mysterious. Sukuna, oh, the strongest. Gojo is the strongest. And Toji actually is the strongest. Bakinjaku is the strongest. Everyone in the show is the strongest, except, God forbid, the main character, Itadori, is not the strongest. He's a sandbag. Sukuna's sandbag, Kinjaku's sandbag, Mahito's sandbag. He's everyone's sandbag. Like, honestly. Ironically, one of the best written characters in Jujutsu Kaisen is Todo. And he's only well written because I think he's so randomly written and so jokingly written that he just is kind of intriguing. That's all. But like, God forbid any kind of literary background gets put into this. It's just tickle my shonen senses, storyline and characters and dialogue. The dialogue is like a cyberpunk meets Timon and Pumbaa fever dream. The like it's just so weird, and everyone is like, I'm gonna give you an exposition now. You're gonna like I'm gonna blow your mind with the origin of something, and then they're like, there is no backstory. There is no origin of something. It's just this guy is ancient evil. Ah, and this guy is ancient evil. But have you met this guy who's ancient evil? Ah, but this woman, she is the ancient evil that used to love this ancient evil. Ah, okay, we get it. It's all ancient evils. Nobody's anyway intriguing. Yeah. So characters, no, no. Jujutsu Kaisen fails characters, fails locations. Just, sorry. Last aspect of it, the power system. Oh my dear God. I the more I research it, the more I understand less. And mind you, I'm not an idiot. I might be stupid at some things, but I grew up with this. I'm from the late 1900s. I was there when they invented power systems. I was there when Hunter x Hunter came out. I was there when Naruto came out. I was there when Bleach came out. I was there when One Piece came out, and I was there when they started the explanations of how the power systems work and how they introduced it. And on the other video, we talked how beautifully and chic styles they used to do that. What is going on in Jujutsu Kaisen? What is going on? It is extremely insane. It's like everything and anything is in there. It's like I swear to God, I feel like at some point it's just insane. Like so, the cursed spirits, their existence is similar to the demons from Chainsaw Man, and the cursed energy is your negative emotions and anger. Okay, if it's your negative emotions and anger, the power scaling for cursed energy should be based on how angry you are, how traumatized you are, how negative emotions or broken-hearted you are. But it does not work like that. It's not happening. It's not going in that direction. The strongest people in the show are the people that I've seen. Like they're the most cheerful. Like Satoru Gojo looked like he's having his birthday every day since the beginning of the story to the end. Why is he the strongest? What's the negative emotion? What's the trauma? And I know he has the six eyes. Yeah, okay, six eyes. Domains, curse energy, reversed curse energy, heavenly restriction, and whatever the opposite of heavenly restriction. Oh no, I think heavenly restriction works both ways. Okay, I'll try my best because I swear to God, the more you think about it, the more headache you get because it's trying to figure out Santa, and you keep feeling because Santa does not exist. The dude was making it up as he went. He was just bumping out chapters like someone with a deadline that like I'm a salary man. I work 6 days to 7 days a week and I work 10 to 12 hours every day. I know when you are stuck with a deadline and you're just making up stuff. Yes, yes, I know. Believe me. He was making up a lot of stuff. He kept like and I know like there are no 100% clear contradiction. But remember, I'm not saying that he was saying something and then walking it back. I was saying that he's saying something, then he wants to walk it back, and then he can, so he invents something completely new, and you have to deal with it. Because that's something that he invented that's completely new, does something else, which should not be the case. You should not be bombed by like new information every single day. At least the basics should be the same. Like the basics should be the same. Like in Hunter x Hunter, we have one power system, but they are different types of power users. Yeah, I can live with that. But every day, new powers, every day, new power system. Like, it's I don't know, it's confusing and it's missing a lot of pieces. And even if it's not, maybe it's not. Maybe somewhere he has a secret manuscript or a scroll that has everything and it makes sense. Take your time with it. Why are you hurrying? It was extremely hurried. compare the length of Jujutsu Kaisen to the length of like similar stories that has this level of complexity with power systems or that goes on in like similar universe. They took their time with it. They took arc after arc after arc and time skips and flashbacks from One Piece to Naruto to Bleach. They took their time and they let you get to know and understand the characters and see, like when you introduce like a power, they let you live with that power for at least a few chapters or a full arc before you get to know that, oh, the world is bigger than you think. There are more types of powers after this. No, no, no. Jujutsu Kaisen. Ah, so this is cursed energy. This is a cursed spirit. In the same episode, this is the strongest sorcerer in the world because he has something called the Six Eyes, and this is the guy that uses Shikigami. And oh yeah, inside the cursed energy, there are different types of users, but also if you go a step back, there's cursed energy, and then when you use cursed energy, you have reverse curse technique, which is the opposite of cursed energy, and then you can do anything with it. Reverse curse technique can heal wounds, pay your credit card debt, make you pass exams, and like literally like do anything. It just can do anything. Everyone was using reverse curse techniques to like to just do whatever they want to the plot. Like you're stuck at a narrative block, reverse curse technique. Reverse, just reverse. Yeah, it was literally the name he's making fun of us. Reverse curse technique is just him reversing whatever rules he made that were hurried and not well made to begin with. But again, he pushed all the right buttons. He was like cool characters, cool action scenes, aura farming, and apparently it works. It's like the shorts or the TikToks of the modern age, like Jinwoo, for example, from Solo Leveling. Don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing the world building there. I'm just talking about the aspect of the cool character will stand out kind of thing. Like Solo Leveling is winning every award everywhere. Like screw everyone else who sat down and wrote a story. Remember, AI is coming, and like it or not, AI is gonna do a lot of the animation work, and it's gonna do even illustration work. And I'm not saying AI is gonna take the illustrators slash mangaka slash animators jobs. No, 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 not at all. But I will say they will have to incorporate it to be able to produce at the volume and quality that everyone's going to be doing. And the market is going to shift like sooner or later. And I have no opinion on it. I don't like it, of course. I don't like AI doing anything artistic, but also unbiased. I genuinely don't care about the art. Like you can draw stickman figures. If the story is solid, the story is solid. Like, come on, we read literature, we read novels and dramas that doesn't even have pictures. Not everything is comics and manga. So if you write a solid story, that will be the only redeeming quality that will work in the next 10 years. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're talking about this today. We need to learn how to differentiate between a good story and a bad story. We need to learn how to write a good story. We need to create a major that's called anime literature, not design, not illustration, not animation. No, literature. Teach how to make and build a good story with good characters, good themes, mirror society, mirror history, draw a connection between anime literature and classic literature, so many things, and at the same time learn how to criticize them and how to improve them and how to you know what I'm talking about. So to do that, we will have to keep working on this channel. I appreciate your support. I need your feedback. I need your comments. But most importantly, let me know about an anime that you think applied the three concepts of work building very well. First, characters, extended world of side characters and background characters that contribute meaningfully. Locations, a world that's built where you feel you are mobile, you can go anywhere you want. And thirdly, power system and power scaling, something that's not just made up like I'm super powered just because I said so. That's lame. And that's why people love Batman more than Superman, by the way. I know it's controversial, but at least the people that I know. because you know where Batman is coming from. Where is his powers coming from? He's intelligent. He's rich. He builds things. You can reason with it. It's not insulting to the point where like, and also there are certain rules of what he can do. Yeah, of course he has plot armor, but that's not the point. The point is it's much easier to swallow than he's an alien that the sun makes strong and also fast and also shoot laser out of his eyes and has freezing breath and yeah, yeah, that's just photosynthesis, man. Human photosynthesis. Anyway, take care. Take care of yourself, really. Take care of your mental health. Be careful with how you approach the world from now on because apparently anime villain rules apply to the real world as well. Uh, I don't know. If you find any heroes, feel free to recommend them to the rest of us. Thank you guys. Salary Man out.